What's up, guys? Welcome back. For today's video, I was just going to talk about the merchandising workbook that I talked to you about in my last video, going over it, what you can expect from it, what's inside it. My daughter is pulling on my leg right now. And yeah, so I'm going to go over each page and each lesson. What are you doing? All right, so lesson one of the workbook is just about me, sort of building up my credibility if you're not too familiar with me. Basically how I got my start into merchandising and my whole merchandising journey. I just kind of go a little bit into my background on how I became a merchandiser with no experience and worked my way up. In lesson two, I go over what actually is visual merchandising, because I feel like some people have an idea of what visual merchandising is. But this one, I break it down and say, hey, this is what visual merchandising is. Is this what you had in mind, or is this what you thought it was, basically? And then in lesson three, we go over variations of merchandising. So like retail merchandising, visual merchandising, product merchandising, omnichannel merchandising, all those, I kind of just, I define them and go over what the differences are between them. Lesson four, we go over merchandising terminology. So just like the basic merchandising vocab that some people might not be familiar with, we go over in that. Also throughout this course, I do include some of my own personal photos from merchandising in store and at home. And then I also have stock photos as well. But I think it's just laid out so beautifully. I don't want to give too much away. So I don't know how much I'll share from the screen, but it's so pretty. I love the way it turned out. Lesson five, I talk about steaming and pitting, steaming garments, pinning garments to mannequins, hard body mannequins, soft body mannequins, things like that. That's more vocab that will be covered in lesson six. Lesson six is more vocab. You know what? I'm gonna show you a sneak peek. Look how pretty. Okay, I don't want to give too much away, but it's so pretty. It had to be shown. I know. Lesson seven is what you can expect daily as a merchandiser. These kind of tasks will vary from store to store, but overall it's relatively kind of like loose guidelines of what to expect. And it's also kind of me reflecting on how my day-to-day was as a merchandiser. And then in the next lesson, lesson eight, I talk about creating a checklist, right? So kind of applying to what we talked about in lesson seven of what you can expect as a daily merchandiser. Creating a checklist that you can use daily helps you stay organized, on top of displays, little things to keep your store looking as clean and beautiful as it can. With that, I have included the checklist that I do have available also on the Etsy shop separately. If you do buy the workbook, you automatically get the checklist included, as well as the 3 mini merchandising guides. So really, it's a great deal. But I talk about creating a checklist, and again, it's just kind of loose guidelines. Every store is different, but just to talk about, hey, do this daily, and this will kind of help you keep on track. And of course, every store is different. So once you do get to the job, or once you do start merchandising, you can adjust it to whatever you need it to be. Lesson 9, I talk about floor sets versus product launches, what the difference is. I have worked them both, so I talk about my experience, reflecting on them, and then what you can experience when you do your own. Lesson 10, I call the big Q, how to get a merchandising job, and I'm including interview tips and tricks and things that I did, and also just really motivation and reassurance and just encouraging you to do it, because I mean, we all start somewhere. That's what I did. I didn't have any experience and I worked my way up, which also kind of transitions into lesson 11, which is what I would tell my former self. And that's really just trying to encourage you to not give up, even though it can be kind of tricky and it'd be like, I don't have any experience, because I know that's like the big one that I hear a lot, and that's where I come from too. But you just gotta believe in yourself. Read this when you're feeling low and unsure, and I'm hoping that it'll redirect you into getting a merchandising job or career, whichever. But that is everything that's included in my merchandising workbook. Again, I will link it down in the description box, in the comments. Please be sure to check it out and leave a comment too. Let me know what your thoughts are. And also just try to, I know I'm always like, follow this, like this, whatever. But do follow my Etsy shop. There is a way for you to do that. So if I do have sales on things, you will automatically be notified, because as we all know, I am not uploading on YouTube as much, or even posting on Instagram as much, as I am much more in the moment with life now with my baby. So if I am able to do like a sale on Etsy or something, and the workbook goes on sale or whatever goes on sale, you will be the first to know, because you're following the Etsy shop. So just an idea. You don't have to. I mean, if you don't like savings, it's fine. But that is it for this video. I just wanted to go over the merchandising workbook. I really hope you love it and check it out. And if you do check it out, please leave a review or a comment or anything, because I would love feedback and I want other people to know what you thought of it. So that's what it is. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.